Okay.
Yeah. I love that. Maggie, how are you?
This is like you did this only because we don't have like reactions.
Yeah, we don't have reactions today.
Yeah, we really don't have. I'm better. It's weird because of the whole hurricane situation you guys have. I hope everyone's staying safe. We Rob and I decided to play it safe and actually do the show today as opposed to tomorrow, because like fingers crossed nothing happens tomorrow, and everyone stays safe. But it's so weird because it's not only not 10 p.m., it's 8 p.m. for me. Not only that, but it's Thursday, and I'm gonna have the weirdest Friday ever because I can actually go home after work and just pass out on my bed because I won't have a show to do. Or I'll just, get back from work and decide I'm going to do the show all together and then just realize I don't have to. It's so weird. I'm going to have the weirdest day tomorrow. Like, seriously.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Maybe if you want to and everything's good here, it's up to you. We'll see. Maybe we can just go on air for like 5 seconits. That way you feel normal. We'll just go on.
Just say
like,
hi,
hey everybody. Bye.
Hi, we're here.
Guys, I want to say thank you for tuning in on this special Thursday show. It has been an interesting just week with just everything in life, and I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. It's great to have some normalcy for me to be able to do. This is my favorite thing of the week, like this show. Be able to hang out with Maggie, my favorite person, hang out with you guys, my favorite people, and just talk nonsense for 2 hours or hour and a half, maybe 2 hours today. Who knows? I don't know. We're going to have fun.
Maybe it's going to be an hour today.
It could be an hour. We don't know.
It could be an hour. We're not promising anything. Yeah, guys, Rob and I have had it's a rough time for both of us, so it was important for us to do the show and not like cancel it or whatever. It's important because when we get together and talk not only to each other but with the people from the chat, it's a little bit different, it just makes you away from the shitty life.
It makes you forget things.
Yeah, you forget things. Like, you get to have a good time. And not only that, I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually wearing makeup. Like, this is what happens when I have a day off and not and not actually like hurrying up from work to do the show. So I've been told that taking care of yourself is like so I've been told that taking care of yourself is a wonderful way to make you feel good about yourself. And I know something. I learned this from Ally McBeal, by the way, because I love that show.
I love that show. I do.
Yeah, I really, really love that show. It's actually so incredibly corny for people here, and I've been hesitant to say to people that I love the show. It was because of this show that I actually wanted to start studying law, but then I realized that it had nothing to do with that show. Like, it was way different, but it's fine. So, like, one of her therapists, I don't think I remember which one because she had a lot of therapists. They told her that they asked her when she felt, when did she feel good about herself, and she said, when I'm dressing, when I prepare myself to go on a date. And the therapist said, okay, so go home and do that. Like, it's not necessarily like you don't necessarily need to go on a date, but just prepare yourself, like do your hair, do your makeup, like dress fancy, and then like take them off. But like the feeling you get when you prepare like to do something fancy. That's the thought, the thing that counts. So I decided to put on makeup today.
Yeah.
It's like I hate doing it because I know nothing about makeup. I'm the least girliest girl ever. uh, and I know nothing about makeup. I know nothing about fashion. I'm the kind of person that wishes they would go on a shopping spree with Cher, Cher Delaware.
Oh yeah.
I actually wanted to dress me up.
Well,
Again, I know nothing about fashion, but
uh,
if we can do this one day, I would like we'll make it an Instagram
this
reel. When
this is
she,
what we'll do. Like I've said this before. Like one day when we get you here for like a big show, last like we've talked, I wanted to get you here for Double or Nothing like next year because it's around your birthday.
it is.
That would be perfect. Get Cher out to Vegas because I'm willing to bet if we say Cher, do you want to go shopping with Maggie in Vegas and go to a wrestling pay per view after? I don't think she'll say no. If it would, we would
I
need
don't
to
know.
check with she. We would need to see. We would need to check on her to make sure everything's okay. Because I just wouldn't know what to. I don't think anybody would know what to do if she said, "I don't really feel like shopping," and I mean, she has a show talking about like wardrobe with Joel Pearl. Joel
I
Pearl.
love that, by the way. That's a pretty good show.
They wanted us to fill in, and I told them we couldn't do it because I don't know anything about clothes. I'm kidding. There, they never asked.
They never.
They never asked. They would never. Uh, they would ask you before they ask me. Rob, can you
Oh,
talk?
again, I know nothing about fashion.
Yeah.
Seriously, like
Yeah.
the clothes I have and the clothes I normally put on, like I feel comfortable in those clothes, and this is why I love them. And they're the least fashionable thing ever. They look decent. They don't make me look, uh, like I have a body that I don't actually have.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
The we gotta we don't there's like it's been a quiet week wrestling wise. We're gonna get into Dynamite. It was a weird Dynamite. I've seen a lot of people talking about like um how it was a weird Dynamite, and a lot of it's because of the
The
hurricane.
weather, the
Yeah,
weather.
and there's a lot of wrestlers live in Florida for many reasons. It's a nice it's a nice state to live in as far as like the beauty of it, and tax reasons as well. Um, and
I don't understand that. You'll need to explain to me after the show.
the tax reasons
Mhm.
is what the tax reasons is because there's no state um, income tax, so they don't the
I don't
state
know what
doesn't.
that means, Rob.
Okay, so here in the okay, so here in the states, our government takes like a percentage of our paychecks.
Okay, it's understandable. So
Yep.
so do we.
So
It's the
okay,
same thing.
so they do that, but then some states take like in Minnesota where I live, they take another percentage of that
Why?
because they're mean. That's the way I look at it. They're assholes. But
No, no, seriously, why?
they do it for all kinds of reasons. Like they pay for roads. They do it. Somebody a
They
lot
don't
smarter
pay
than
roads
well,
in
there's so many
Florida.
reasons. Healthcare, like schools, like they just have different reasons. Like there's so many different reasons that they do it. Like it pays
Yeah,
for
okay, but like you pay taxes for healthcare,
yeah stuff like that.
but then I know that certain jobs, like, do you have dental? What does that mean? Do they like what is that? Like,
Like
you don't have dental included in those health benefits? Is that what you're saying?
no, like that part, like that's part of like we pay for like in our job. Like when you pay, like you pay for that, like in your job, like they take it out of your check.
Okay,
Um,
and
so that's part of your like you're paying for that. That's separate. That's not included with taxes. So
okay,
taxes, like you're paying your share of taxes for everything else, like government wise, your state government they take to pay for other things like police. But in
well, yeah,
Florida,
sure.
so in
In
Florida they don't
prison,
like yeah prisons, but in Florida they don't take that because they make their money. And I could be wrong, and somebody can tell me in chat. From what I've always understood, in Florida they don't have an income tax because they make all their money off pretty much like tourists. If I am wrong, somebody please tell me, but that's what I've always been
Can you
been
repeat
under.
that, because I think you blurred it out for a bit. They
Tour,
make their money how?
off tourists and social security taxes. Like if I'm wrong, and we're gonna get off this here real quick. And because nobody wants to hear
We
this
don't
stuff.
we
They
don't have
want,
anything else
yeah,
to talk
I know,
about,
but
right?
I'm just trying to move on. And the phone rings. So
Yay!
welcome to Clusterfuckville.
Can you see who it is?
Yeah,
No.
it's something called Hug a Lot. That sound so, huh? Okay.
If you want, you can answer it. I can
I
have
kind of
fun
want
with
to.
the
I want to see
chat.
if it's like a new strip club or something. Um,
You can do it live on the
yeah,
air.
no. Anyways,
Uh,
let's move on. For the love of God, please. We got a super
all right.
chat. Our friend Tom, a good friend Tom, talks rubbish. Says sending you both positive vibes. Big love to you. Big love to you, buddy. And that DM you sent me the other day, I replied back because I'm not gonna get into much of it because it was kind of like a private thing. But I want you to know, Tom, I believe in you, buddy. You know, just like you believe in me, like in those daily tweets. And I guarantee you, Maggie believes in you too. You can do it, man.
I do.
We
I
we
also would like to take this incredible opportunity to thank each and every one of you who reached out to me yesterday. It's it wasn't my best day, but it's been that way for months now. I just didn't talk about it, and it's gonna be fine. Everything like turns around sooner or later. I just want to thank every one of you. Like it's been so overwhelming, and thank you. It's really weird. Like you have no idea how many people reached out, and some I did not even expect they ever saw it, and it's kind of
it's
it was kind of
heartwarming.
uplifting. It
Yeah,
was kind of
like when
uplifting.
yeah, I like when I've had those instances too where I've had people that I least expected reach out to me, including I won't say the person's name, but somebody I would have never expected like that has a check
Yeah.
mark. It
Yes.
was just like wow.
Mhm.
Um, our friend Sports Center, nah. I love saying that, even though she hates that I keep my
Bread in
bread
the
in the refrigerator.
refrigerator.
I love Maggie's passion for wrestling.
Uh, I appreciate you, dude, so much. And bread in the refrigerator will never stop being weird for me. It's so cringy. Why?
My
Just
grandma does
either
it.
eat it or like buy fewer bread. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like
Well,
it
let's.
ruins the flavor.
Yeah. Well, we know you're here to talk wrestling, so let's talk wrestling. AEW Dynamite was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania last night.
Filler.
It was a different show for many reasons, but I thought they did really good for what they had. And I think I saw somebody that I saw on Twitter, and I wish I could remember who it was. They said that it reminded them of the Buffalo show from a few years ago at SmackDown when we saw Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan at the time take on Adam Cole, because they were kind of short because of the Saudi
Saudi.
Arabia,
Yeah.
yeah, Saudi Gate. um, that was the only good thing that come out of that whole damn thing was that we got Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan on SmackDown. That
Oh,
was
come on, like the other good thing was that we actually got to see NXT in the Survivor Series
true.
mashup.
That's true.
Like
I
I
forgot
and
about that.
this was one of my favorite Survivor Series in
Oh,
wrestling history.
it was great, and like that was the thing that you're right. There were some good things that came out of that because that's when we thought maybe we saw that Keith Lee. Like we thought maybe Vince was going to be a Keith Lee guy, which we were wrong there. Unfortunately, we thought that
He said it himself.
yeah, we thought Walter was going to be a Keith Lee, or we thought Walter was going to be a Vince guy. Um, oh well, but Dynamite started last night with the new kids on the block wearing all purple. They looked crazy, but I loved it because they just
What
looked
do you what do you guys call that material?
Uh, it's
What was that? Like,
it was kind of like the fabric was
it kind of seemed velour.
it had that. It's more of a like a. I even said it today, and I already forgot what it was. Damn it! Somebody will know. It. I hate the feeling. Yeah, velvet, like velvet.
Black velvet. Oh,
Oh, good
oh,
song.
okay.
Who
Purple
sings that?
velvet.
Who sings that song? What's her name? I know who it is. I've. It's felt like a felt
It's
fabric, but yeah, it's a one hit wonder.
yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
um,
So
but
mhm,
yeah, but anyways, I just love the look and Daniel Garcia.
they look so stupid.
Oh,
Like I
yeah,
love that.
and your guy
I'm not
Primo.
saying it in a bad way.
Yeah, your guy Primo came or was out there with the pizza. Um, uh, that that's I mean that's perfect for the
That's
WWE.
fake dough, right? Like that's
Oh,
not real
that I
thing.
don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know. It looks real to
Like
me.
because if you do that for a huge amount of time as he does, it's gonna have a huge hole in the middle.
Wow, I like that. That huge hole in the middle. I've seen movies like that. That's why I tried to get a browser's contract, and they said no. Um,
You get what I mean, right? Like
yeah, I know what
it's
you mean. I
yeah,
just had to
okay.
make it dirty. Um,
It's
hey,
fair
Grandma.
show.
No. um, but yeah, so they started with that, and then we saw that Chris Jericho and Daniel Garcia are starting their little thing, and Daniel Garcia got in the face of Mr. Jericho, and Daniel Bryan came out, or excuse me, Bryan Danielson came out. Guys, I will always do that. It doesn't matter. He will always be both guys to me, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, because I've watched him for
It's not a mistake
yeah,
at this point. It's
it's
fine.
I've watched him for so long. But anyways, um, he came out and they set up a match between him and Matt Menard. That went as expected. Daniel Bryan uh, beat him easily, not a problem. I love my favorite thing about Matt Menard is how good he is, like on the mic. He is
Go
so
get this.
God, I love him. I love him so much on the microphone. And I understand now
Really
more than
good.
ever why Kevin Owens made
Kevin
that phone.
Owens wore like
Yeah,
their T-shirts
yeah.
so much, a
And
lot.
and I understand why he made that phone call. Like right after they got released, he called the Young Bucks and said, "Yo, get these guys a tryout, man." Like he that's one thing I love about wrestlers. Like they don't, for the most part, you don't see them get in. You don't see them go after each other like in this. Because they want the best for their colleagues. They do. I mean, sometimes you'll see them like take shots, but not often on Twitter, not very often at all. Um, but they want the best for their colleagues, and that's what Kevin Owens wanted. Like he wanted to take care of two Canadians, and he made a couple of phone calls,
Sure.
and that's the same like with even AEW. Like AEW, I know there's been some AEW people that Tony didn't sign that were on Dark, and some people made some calls to say, "Hey, maybe get you a tryout in NXT." I won't say their names, but it's stuff like that. They do try to watch out for each other, and that's a good thing.
Well,
And I
Ben Carter was on Dark a lot,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
he got signed to NXT
yeah, and
UK.
he would have signed with AEW if it wasn't like a whole visa issue and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure, but like he's been training with Seth Rollins, and you can see that in almost every move that Nathan Fraser does. I hate the name Nathan
I do
Fraser,
too.
by the way.
And that's, that
It's like Nathan Fillion and Brandon Fraser had a love child.
uh, and
It's no.
I like Nathan Fillion and Brendan Fraser. He's actually I enjoy his movies for the most part. So
Sure, like I'm not
yeah,
saying they're bad, but
no,
it's like
I know what you're saying though.
it's kind of like a made up name. I know all names are made up, but it's
Yeah,
like not real. Like Ben Carter used to be so good. Like
yeah,
I actually love that. Why Nathan
yeah. I don't know. They
Fraser?
just
It's
I
weird.
honestly think they say, that name Ben Carter. We like it a lot. It's a good name, but what's a name people will not like? What do you got?
There
Nathan
you go.
Fraser.
That's your
Let's
name now.
go. Let's go with it. There you
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as for the opening to AEW, this was really WWE ish.
Hmm. And then,
Like
I mean, that's
open
part of
up,
their,
open up with a segment, and then after that segment, that it leads to a match from that segment.
mhm.
Was that match announced? It wasn't. I don't
No,
think it was
nope,
announced.
it was
Yeah,
not announced.
yeah. So it was pretty much like WWE. I don't. I'm not. I'm not saying that I hate that, because AEW don't usually do that. Like they have
Yeah.
most of their, like. Have I ever told you how weird was it for me when AEW first became a thing? Because I was so used to WWE, like not knowing what I'm supposed to be watching in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
That when AEW came along and they actually started announcing their card like days before Wednesday's show. And I was like, that's stupid. Like, that's not surprising at all. Like, I tune in and know what I'm about to watch. That's silly. And
Yeah.
because I was so used to WWE. And then I was like, no, that's actually like,
Yeah.
I'm stupid for saying that. So it was kind of weird. Like it's when I now learn to love when WWE announce
Announce
their
it.
SmackDown. It's because it's like I've only gotten used to knowing what matches I'm gonna be seeing when it's supposed to be pay-per-view, And now it's kind of different, and I kind of like that. Also because it's so different and we're out of our comfort zones, Rob and I. Guys, please like the video.
Mhm.
Share the video and send us a
Yeah,
super
we
chat.
forgot to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but it's like a bizarro word for both of us
Yeah.
now. So yeah, please like the video, share it, and send us a super chat because we're poor. Yeah, and I'm so not gonna redo my bedroom for the rest of this year. I thought I was going to, but it's really not gonna. It's not that easy. I'm gonna have a lot of trouble for that. Do you know how much mattresses cost?
Oh, quite a bit.
I had no idea.
We need to get you, what is it? What's,
It's not shipped to Europe.
okay. Hmm.
It's not. I've checked that.
Oh, okay.
But and not only that, but if I don't like it,
Yeah.
uh, and they have to come and pick it up, it's not like they're
Yeah.
not coming to Bulgaria to
Yeah,
take
that's
that
true.
back.
I
It's
get that
Yeah,
now.
that's not happening.
Yeah.
But they actually cost way more than than my budget is. But like, d- seriously, mattresses? What?
Crazy. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to the next match.
We can talk about Daniel Garcia a bit much if you want. Like
Oh,
it's
sure.
like that tease they had. Like it's. I think it's like, of course he's leaving Yas, but do you think he's joining uh, BCC? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
you got it. You got it there. Yeah. Or
Okay,
British Cuckold Club is.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you think he's joining? Because he may not join. He can just like
Yeah.
leave Jericho Appreciation Society.
It's kind of weird the way they're doing it. They made it feel like he's joining, but they also make it feel like there's a. They're making it feel very. And granted, that's their goal. They're trying to make it feel very entertainment ish, like WWE. The whole thing, the way they're like, he's turning, he's facing, like he's somebody's at the door. But he's facing.
You can answer that if you want.
Give me 1 second. It's like he's facing somebody. Shit. Okay, take over.
Okay.
This
It's okay. Go and answer it. It's
God.
it's fine. Yeah, he didn't have to leave. That was rude. Oh, okay. I suppose he saw me. Yeah. So it's now existing with Maggie. That's so great. So yeah, they made it out to look as if he was joining, but maybe he's not, because like I wonder if they can give him now the benefit of the doubt. and actually, make him do his own thing. And because I don't know if he's there yet. I don't know if he can do it on his own, because we saw that he can go and he can do stuff like before he was in the Jericho Appreciation Society. But they kind of took over and he became like this new persona. Uh, Incredibly irritating, by the way. Hi.
Hi. As a
Who was it?
physical therapist for my grandma.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's somebody important at least.
Yeah, sure, of course. So, you were saying, Danny Garcia.
Oh, they're just making it feel like it's very important, like, or they're making it feel like you don't know what he's gonna do. They're kind of hinting that he's leaving, but they're making it feel like you don't really know. Like I could see him turning still. Like I just it just doesn't feel real yet still, because now we know Danielson's still facing Jericho in Toronto at the Dynamite in what, 2 weeks, that our friend Mel
I
Coleman
hate
will be
that.
at, and I think Joel Pearl will be there too,
I
and
hate
Sean
that.
Ross Sapp. Yeah, screw them all. They're all going and we're not there.
Oh, I'm not saying that. Like, I don't
No,
care.
I
Like,
do. I do.
I hate the fact that we're getting this match again.
Think about it.
Like, why am I watching this match again?
Think about it, Maggie. They're gonna see Wardlow. They're gonna see Wardlow with his shirt off. You sure you don't hate that?
Why are you doing this?
Because I want you to be. I'm kidding, but But no, I'm no, I completely agree with you. There, I do.
I don't like. I know the match is gonna be great, but if Danielson isn't winning this match, and if he's not becoming a champion, I don't know why we're getting this match again.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't need to see a 50-year-old beat Brian Danielson. I don't need that.
The only thing I could think of is if they put that title on Jericho to get a Ring of Honor TV contract,
I
and they got it,
know.
and
I know.
then they're like,
Oh,
okay, we got the
you're
contract.
saying they
Yeah.
got the deal, so
Yeah, now
they're
we're like, okay, we can take it off.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's so mean.
Yeah. Our friend Ricardo the Dream says Mox is the ace, doing ace shit. Yeah, I love it. God, badass.
Mox is so absolutely great because he was supposed to have off time.
Yeah, he's gonna be
Like,
fishing right now. I mean, maybe,
yeah,
but
it's like this sucks, and I'm saying this from the perspective of me, because like from my perspective is uh whenever I tell my bosses, guys, like, don't, like, I'm gonna have my phone off next week, like, do not put me in the schedule, I do not want to work next week, and they're like, okay, that's fine. And then one of my coworkers becomes sick and there's no one to fill in and I have to get back,
yeah,
and I never get my flowers for that. Like, no one thanks me for that. Like, no one says, I'm sorry for like us pulling you away, and I never get that time off after that. Like, I never get that.
you
But
know.
I'm so, yeah, what?
Sorry, no, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I'm just actually so proud of Moxley for doing that, because let me give him his flowers, but I'm so sure that everyone is so grateful for what he's doing right now. And like, I know they are. I know they're like amazing people, and I know that he's heard that a lot, and of course he doesn't watch the show. But Moxley, we appreciate you so much, and the fact that he has a family, he has a child, he has a wife. Like, there's not, like, I don't have, like, I don't even own a pet, but it's the thought that counts. Okay, like, your you time, the me time we want is something that we get so rare, and when we get to have that, when something interferes, surely it's frustrating. But Mox is the man. Moxley is surely, like, if I didn't think that before, now I do. Mox is the heart of AEW.
Isn't
He really
isn't it
is.
isn't it crazy how the Shield is basically running the two major wrestling organizations. Like, I mean, Seth Rollins is like been just an all star like this year, and Roman Reigns being Roman Reigns, obviously, and
And then you
yeah,
have
Moxley,
Jon Moxley. I know, like Seth Rollins is so my favorite, one of my all-time favorites.
yeah,
He's been killing it, and like he's lost so much this year, and I don't even care.
yeah.
Like
Our friend
we
John
can move
Barker
on. John,
sends us a super chat. What day of the week is it? I hope you're all safe wherever you are. Thank you,
I'm
my
safe
friend.
because we don't have hurricanes in Bulgaria. I'm sorry for saying that, but it's like we're situated. Like this is one of the few perks here. Like we don't have these kinds of weather at
Yeah,
all. Like we're in the Balkans. We have different shit here. Like 60,000 degrees summer.
yeah.
That's what we have, and yeah, but we don't have this here. I hope everyone stays safe. This is like I was talking to Alex yesterday. He was actually the one to educate me on the fact that certain parts of the ocean go away and go on the different direction, because that's usually how
Oh,
how hurricanes work. And I didn't know. I didn't even think of that. And he sent me a picture, and I was like, but where does the life go? Like the ocean life, where? And he was like, "Oh, they're probably dead."
no. Well,
And I
they
was
go
like,
with the
"But the mermaids,
yeah.
like this sucks.
They go.
This
They. I mean,
sucks so
it
much."
varies, but most of them. Some of them do die, but some of them go with the current too. I
Yeah,
mean, hell,
sure, but
they were
it's like
showing
scary.
they were showing sharks swimming in Fort Myers, like in the actual city. Um, and unfortunately,
You
during
kidding, right?
no, I saw video footage. I had a friend that was
Send
in.
this to me. I
Okay,
need to see it before
yeah,
going
I
to
had a,
bed. Just
and I'm sorry to go off topic again, wrestling wise, but just real quick, I had a friend that was in the Coast Guard during Hurricane Katrina, and he was swimming in downtown New Orleans, like a place like he lived outside of, like just he, he used to go to Mardi Gras. Like, how weird is it for him to go swimming? Like, and unfortunately, I
I get
just
that.
just to say this, it sounds really bad, but for him to he made a comment. He goes, "It's weird from like dragging your friends who were drunk, and then 3 weeks later you're dragging dead bodies because
Mm,
yeah,
yeah,
like I mean it's brutal,
yeah,
but
that. Hmm.
yeah." Johnson is another super chat. He says, "I saw people saying Garcia unifying his and Jericho's titles like Danielson did 20 years ago, following Brian's footsteps. I freaking love that idea. That is great."
I love that idea, but at some point, because like I'm going a bit ahead of myself. Well, because like we're gonna talk about the main event,
Yeah,
because like we're talking about Jericho, you might as well like mush these
yeah.
two together. Kyle's here, huh?
Our friend Kyle sends us, "Hello, my beautiful friends. Hello, buddy." And
Hi. And Kyle, I appreciate you for your kind words yesterday as well. Yes, because like at the end of the show, Jericho said that he was going to fight all the previous Ring of Honor champions, and that brings me to Christopher Daniels, because like one of CD's bucket list thingies was Chris Jericho, because they actually never had a match together. They used to have like a tag team when there were SCU against Jericho and I want to say Jake Hager.
yeah,
It was probably him.
yeah,
But a one
it
on
was.
one match that I don't think they've had, at least I didn't see one. And it's gonna be great because Christopher Daniels is so like people keep forgetting about Christopher Daniels, and that's just kind of mean because CD is one of the best ones out there.
Yeah, he's great, and like it's weird because I see guys like there. If there's one more match that I'd love to see him have, just for like, and this is just me being selfish, I would love to see him and AJ Styles just have one more. Like I just because I
Yes,
love those guys.
yes, yeah. And Samoa Joe, throw in Samoa Joe there
God,
because we all know why.
yeah. But yeah, let's go to the next match here. The next, or well, we were talking about Moxley and Juice Robinson. I was going to say real quick, my friend, I had a friend in Minnesota send me a text last night that said, and he doesn't watch wrestling much, but he didn't have anything to watch last night. He just sent me a text. What the hell happened to Hangman Page when Moxley was
He
wrestling Juice
thought that Juice
Robinson?
Robinson was
Yeah.
coming.
And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like,
They have
Moxley.
nothing.
Well, they kind of like, I could see what he was talking about, like the face and
I
the hair.
can.
Just a little bit, like it was mainly the hair, like just a little bit. I could see what he was in the jeans.
He has dark hair.
I think it was the
Juice Robinson.
jeans. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I couldn't really tell. But I asked, "What the hell were you talking about?" And he said, "The guy wrestling Moxley." I go, "That's not Hangman." I go, "That's Juice Robinson." He's like, "Where did he come from?" I'm like, "Well, technically New Japan, but." He says he's not under contract, but he's under contract.
Yeah, okay. Like the past 5 times he said that. When you said a friend, I'm sorry. Like I need to share this. Like so because we're so going off topic this entire show. I'm sorry for that. But it's just so incredibly funny that I have to share this. So I think it was Monday or was it it was Tuesday night. I'm working. And a friend of mine comes to the bar and he orders a drink and I give it to him. And then he said, I'm getting married because like he's had a girlfriend for a long time. And so they're getting married. And I lost my shit because they're so adorable together and I love them. And they're both so incredibly quirky and they just found each other. Like it's one of those things.
Oh.
And I was just so happy, and I was like jumping, and I was like, when is the wedding? And he was like, next year. I'm gonna quote him. For the 14th of October, STD. And I was like, what? And he said STD, and I was like, you're getting married because you had an STD together? And he said, what are you talking about? And I was like, you said STD. And he said, it stands for save the date.
Okay. Jesus, Maggie.
I did not see that coming. I gave him 10 shots on me. I had no idea that that's what it stood for.
Wow. And you know how I'm bad at like taking hints sometimes.
Yeah, even John says that it's for the same day. Look, I have no idea, guys. Like it's I don't go on weddings a lot, but come on.
Well, let's move on. Saraya came out and had a very WWE-esque promo. Again,
yeah, that segment was something.
Yeah, it is what it is. It felt like deja vu just 5 years later or whatever, 6 years later. And then she joined commentary, and it obviously it didn't bother me like it bothered everybody else on Twitter. She took a couple of shots how it's good to have somebody listen to her, whatever, and people started showing that like that letter she wrote about WWE, how she like thanked them. It's not a big deal. Like I guarantee you, she's still thankful for what WWE did for her. Like she is.
She can still be thankful and still don't like management.
Yeah. It was like Chris Jericho. Like Chris Jericho, he's still going to take shots, but he's always going to be thankful for what he's been able to do in WWE.
As if he will say no to a Hall of Fame spot.
Yeah, eventually he'll do it. Like
eventually he's gonna do it, and I think he will go back to WWE at some point. I feel he will.
And I feel the same. Like I don't think we'll see Moxley wrestle in a WWE ring again, but I think we will see him in the WWE Hall of Fame again, or in the WWE. I think we'll see him on WWE camera again when he joins the Hall of Fame. with the Shield. I really do. I think that'll be 15, 20 years when he's done wrestling, because I see him doing, I see him wrestling forever. I just do. I
I know.
do. But anyways, we got a great match, I thought, between Toni Storm and Serena Deeb. The Lumberjill match, the first one they ever had on AEW Dynamite, and Rampage for that matter, and Dark, I think. Pretty good for what it was. I was wondering why they were bringing, the way they brought everybody out, it made sense. Like now, like the way it happened, I was like, this just, like, what is going on here? It just doesn't make sense. So the way it made sense in the end, I was okay with it. Like they made it look good. How Paige, or well, Saraya, brought everybody out. That was okay, and I liked the match. It was good. It was a good
It was an
lumber
awesome match with
Yeah.
a banger finish.
Yeah, good match.
It was great, but like the whole segment looked kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Saraya actually, because she hadn't been on a mic for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, like she seemed a bit nervous for me, and I'm okay with that because it actually makes her, human. Because I'm fine
Yeah.
with that. I'm not gonna, give her crap for being nervous because like, it's a crowd. Like, it's been years since she's done that. First of all, and second of all, it's a different company.
Yeah.
Like she knows that it's a bit more free now in that company, but it doesn't mean that it's not something new for her. It's
Yeah.
not how it works. And the other thing is, she, like, the whole segment. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening to my voice. So the whole segment they had, bring out all the women, and like 8 women come out. Like that's not a good thing, and it just goes to show you just how undermined they've been. Second of all, like on the other hand, they stepped up so much because of the fact that like the whole weather situation you guys have going on. They stepped up, and they because of the fact that they didn't have so many people there present, they actually gave the women time. Like, from the beginning of the segment to the end of the match, it was almost half an hour. Did you like did you
Yeah.
notice that?
Yeah.
Because
It was.
yeah, it was a lot of time, and I'm not gonna, like, not be happy about that, because this was the thing that we wanted this entire time. They gave the women some time, and now they know what works and doesn't work, and
Yeah.
now they'll know better. Like, that's the thing. When you give them time, you'll know. And like, so many different things came out of that segment, which is something good. Like, we get to see Jamie Hayter against Willow, and I'm not sure why they would put Willow in that situation where she will get booed, because people love Jamie
Yeah.
Hayter. I love Jamie Hayter.
Oh yeah. And the thing is,
And
I love Willow too. Like you're a
I
chick.
love
Like,
Willow.
yeah.
Like, she hasn't been signed yet, and
Yeah.
like, I this sucks for me because everyone loves Willow.
She
She's
will
such
be.
a like she's such an amazing like wrestler that people actually want to get behind. Hi,
Yeah.
this Ryan's not here, and this sucks so much. Like, this everything is a. Imagine if that's Ryan.
People who listen to this are like, I don't like, if anybody watches this the first time, they're gonna be like, I don't know what the hell's going on with these guys.
Yeah, I know.
Guy,
Like,
but
if you're a first time listener,
yeah,
that's the phone.
yeah.
Uh,
I can't
so
help it.
yeah, we cannot help this one.
Not this.
So not only that, like, the whole Britt Baker and Saraya thing, like, they, like, the shots fired from both sides were kind of uh uh childish, I want to say. But it's, again, now they know.
Yeah.
And they can, and I can do something with it. It's I think it had good intentions, but it turned out, not that great. But again, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be so mad about it
Yeah.
because it's a half an hour bit with the women, and it's what we've been hoping for. And if we said a bunch of bad stuff about it, it was almost as if the people who go, we want this, and when we get it, and we were like, well, not like that. Like, I don't want to, I don't want us to be those people. And I'm just glad we got it. Again, they can only learn from this segment moving forward, and they can build up from that. And it just goes to show you what we talked about last week. You remember? I actually said that um, I hope that things would change now that she's there, Saraya. S-
Hmm. Yeah.
Saraya. I'm sorry, Saraya.
Saraya,
Yeah.
Saraya. It,
No, it's Saraya.
Saraya.
Now that she's there, things have changed, and I'm
What,
glad that we get to see those changes. It was high time we got them.
what did I say, Saraya, or did I say Saraya?
You said both.
Okay. Well, I meant before. I don't know. Either way.
No, before
Um,
you said both. Before again.
okay. Good. Ricky Starks versus Eli. What is his Islam? Islam? It's not Islam. It's Islam. Um, uh, I was like, I
that
know it's not Islam. I'm like, what the hell's wrong
that
with you?
pin, that pin, he crushed.
Yeah, I liked it. It was. I
I
literally,
loved it.
I literally
I
looked down and I'm like, what? Oh, it's over. Okay, cool. I'm like, yeah,
no,
and
but like he jumped into the air and
Islam.
cannonballed on top of his tummy and pinned him. Like he did the Rochambeau, which is probably one of my best finishers right now. And he just splashed on top of him.
Yeah, it's Islam.
I love it. Well, like what he crushed him.
Yeah,
It was so unnecessary, but I suppose it's something they've talked about before the match backstage. I'm so sure because it like you could like the dude Isam, like I don't know how you pronounce the name. I think
Islam.
he was cracking up as the pin was happening. Like you could
Yeah,
see that he was
yeah.
bursting.
He
Like
broke. Yeah, he
yeah,
broke.
he broke.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure that they talked about it
yeah,
beforehand.
yeah. He did. The the yeah, it was good. I like it was and it
So
was
I love that.
quick and the and then the main event, Bandido versus Christopher Jericho. I thought it was a great match. Bandido, man, he had the crowd in his hand. Crowd loved him. Um, I was actually rooting for him, even though I knew he wasn't going to win because they
I
already
know.
announced the
I know.
match. I was like,
Yeah.
well, but it was a fun match. It was a good match, and I
The
hope
great thing out of this is that now people more know who Bandido is because not everyone would know who Bandido is.
yeah,
Like the casual AEW fan will know because it's Ring of Honor, it's yeah.
yep.
But like the other ones are not. Are you yawning? That was
No,
totally
I
a
had something
yawn.
in my throat. Like I was
That
trying
was
not to.
totally a yawn.
No, it wasn't. I promise you, it wasn't. I just didn't want to.
Am I boring?
No, I just didn't want to burp on the on the show. I was
You
like trying
can
to hold it. And
burp.
I didn't want to burp because I couldn't grab the mute button or clicking on time. I was just trying to just
Fine.
leave me alone. Just stop, stop, please,
For
let me
allowing
be,
us stuff.
please.
Are you okay?
I was like, I didn't know if it was like, never mind. I can't talk anymore. I thought it didn't feel like it was going to be a burp at a second. I'll just say that. I thought it was something else. Um,
Sure.
yeah. Thanks, Kyle. I know it was really hot.
You're
Every
getting so
show.
much love today. I love it.
God, I love it. I can't.
If you want, we can move on from
Yeah,
AEW
we
because,
need
like, we've
to.
been
Well,
talking
just
a lot.
yeah. This is. I just need to move on. Just AEW Rampage preview real quick. The Acclaimed taking on Private Party versus the Butcher and the Blade. Jamie Hayter versus Willow Nightingale. Lee Moriarty versus Fuego del Sol. I'll scissor with you. Lee Moriarty versus Fuego del, or I just said that versus
Yeah.
yeah, Fuego del Sol. Hook makes an appearance, and then Roosh versus John Silver.
Oh, yes. I love those. I love the matches when John Silver actually has to act serious for once. But it's been kind of down that the dark we haven't seen Dark Order much.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sucks a bit.
yeah, it is. I think part of it's because of like isn't Reynolds still hurt too with the shoulder? I think it was
I
Reynolds.
suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, and Silver is the only one that's good, and or like Uno's been gone. I guess he's back from Germany, but they're not putting him on TV because
Yeah,
for reasons.
because of reasons.
Yeah, and um, but I was gonna go to Cooper Effect, but I think we're gonna just go ahead and move on to, and we'll go back to it after this. But um, Sasha Banks yesterday, it was the big talk of Twitter. She changed her social handle from Sasha Banks to her real name, um, Mercedes uh, Bernardo, I think, or whatever, Bernardo, whatever, tomato. Um, I don't really see it being a big deal. She can always change it back. If
Sure.
I mean, I think it could be like a. There's a lot of things. It could be she just wants to do it. It could be a way to maybe. This is what I said to in the Fightful employee chat. I'm like, what I would do is I would change it, use it as a negotiating ploy. Look how many people were talking yesterday. That's what I would have done it. I've seen athletes like remove their like their team name, like the sports team that they play for, like they remove the team name, and then just how many people just start talking. Because I mean, you always want it, like in sports, like here in the States anyways, you want to win championships, but you also want to make sure you sell tickets. And when you remove like when you piss off your fan base, that that stops ticket sales, or it could stop ticket sales. And like I think there's, I'm not saying she's gone. Nobody's saying that yet, but it makes it look like it, obviously. And I'm not, until she's officially somewhere else. I mean, it could be anything, you know. And I know a lot of people were making a big deal, and I figured it it was a big enough story for lots of people to talk about it. So I figured we'd talk about it. Was it a big deal to you? Or does it mean much to you?
So, I'm sorry. I like it. It doesn't matter. So, it's. I don't see it as a big deal. I'll say one thing. I'm so happy for her and Naomi because they're they're just having a blast, because I would assume that being part of WWE, working that obnoxious schedule they have, and working house shows and being constantly on display and having no personal life, I want to say, and all these things, it just seems like, kind of, uh, it's as if it's choking the life out of you for some reason.
Yeah,
And when you have a bit of time off, and when you do everything in your power to, like, when you have time off, but then, like, you're doing the things you're going to be doing, but like still are associated with the thing that you're taking a break from, wrestling and WWE, as in this instance. um, this is a bit psychological, because when you remove that from the thing that you use daily, and that is Twitter, and that's like all of social media, like that's a mental thing. It gives you even more of a break, like online, of course. But the fact that it actually started people talking more and more about you, this, like, I suppose she knew what she was doing either way, because, like, I know that. for certain. I know that she damn well knows how much she's worth to that company and how much she's worth to people, because like the Sasha stands online, they're like something else. She knows how big she is. She
Oh
is, yeah, she is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. Like she's that good and she's so amazing. Like all of the pay-per-view matches that she's been in have been matches of the night for me, because like she's my favorite female wrestler right now, right
yeah.
next to Bianca
Uh,
and yeah, and Becky, forever Becky.
yeah.
It's just again, I, she knows what she's doing. And the thing you said, I never looked at it that way, because I kind of feel like MJF put that on, like it's been around for years, like the thing that you do certain things in order to spice up the money that you would want to have. But kind of feel like MJF stepped up this year, and people are falling in line, like people actually knowing their worth and uh negotiating the money that they feel like they deserve, because of the fame they have, their in-ring skills, their mic skills, their, like what they can bring to the table. And that actually is a good thing. I love her for doing that, if that is the case, like what you said. And kudos for her for doing that, because not many people can do that. Also, if it actually turns out to be that she's leaving wrestling, also good for her, because she's done so much. And I'm sure she can do a lot more, because she's Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
But the things she's done, I think that she's really happy with herself and she's happy with her career. And the fact that she saw what she can do in Hollywood, like her priorities might have changed drastically.
And something like one of my favorite moments of like Sasha Banks that I'll never forget was something that she did, and Maggie left.
No, I'm here.
I'm kidding. I know I'm kidding. I just um, one of my favorite moments that I'll always have of Sasha Banks, and it was after her match at WrestleMania.
I'm listening.
It was after her match against Bianca at WrestleMania when she's laying out. Um, when she's laying out,
Yes.
yeah, I know. When she's laying out of the ring and she's just smiling at Bianca, celebrating. That's gonna be like one of my favorite moments, and like one of the things I remember. And it was nothing that she did I mean, it was a hell of a match, but it was the fact that she was just. It shows how much she just loved the moment, how much she loved like wrestling, and it was just a great moment, like something that I
It,
just absolutely
yeah,
loved. And
absolutely. It showed how much she loved this for Bianca. It showed how much she's happy for someone experiencing something she did already.
yeah, and that's one of my favorite things about title changes. Like, is um, you can never tell what the wrestler says when they get pinned, but the wrestler that loses, you almost always see them like talking to the wrestler that beats them. Like they're always giving. It's like they're giving them like a short, quick pep talk. Like it's your like it's kind of like it's your time. Like kind of um, like it's almost like all the time. Like you always see it like after the match,
Hmm.
and it's one of my favorite things as I look at Laura Palmer in the background. Um,
She's so great.
yeah, she is. She's awesome.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's just one of my favorite things, and it was,
it is. It
and
is.
I the one thing that I will always regret if we don't get it, is I've always wanted
The Four Horsewomen.
a four horsewomen match at WrestleMania. Is what I've always wanted.
They blew it. They
Yeah,
totally blew it. Like
yeah,
I understand like long-term storytelling, like as much as like the next person, but like WWE don't do that, and they need to strike when it's hot,
yeah,
and it's not hot anymore, because like when the Four Horsewomen were hot, not
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. When they had to do, because now you have women like Alexa, you have women like Bianca, and we have all these other women that not only can hang, but are maybe like changing stuff and knocking them off their pedestal. And so it's not going to be that much big of a deal. And if, like, who do you think wins if the four horsewomen bash together?
I don't
Like,
even know.
because like, surely logically it must be Charlotte because she's so good. But if they do it, like, their fan base is gonna be so fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Probably me too, because I love Becky, and Bailey has been carrying the division like so much, and I actually want Bailey to win because, like, I feel like she's the underrated one in that faction.
They're just
Really,
all. That's the thing. They're all so damn good. You know.
of course, like, but like they're good in different aspects. That's what it made them so like freakishly amazing and
Yeah.
good. Yeah, but now again, now you have Bianca, and now
Hmm.
you have Yu Shirai, you have Dakota Kai, like these brilliant female wrestlers that are stepping up.
And I think
Like,
they're gonna.
why do you do that?
Yeah.
The thing that I would mostly regret not seeing, and like, granted, we're not gonna see it if Sasha returns either way, but Sasha Banks and AJ Lee has been a dream match for me for so long. I know we're not getting it because it's AJ Lee and she's not there, but I want this match so much, like, so much. Like, their styles, I think they can clash perfectly together.
Yeah. Well, it's time to move on.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
It's the Cooper effect, and Maggie's here with the Cooper effect.
Of course, because of the fact that Rob and I both kind of maybe like animals. I'm gonna honor this week's Cooper fact to a police dog that saved 38 lives during its 8-year-old career, and now is honored with the Bravery Award, and now gets to have time off, like vacation. Um, it's going to be honored at the Thin Blue Paw Awards Gala. Uh, it already happened. I'm sorry. It was the previous, and it was an actual thing. The Thin Blue Paw Awards. It sounds made up, but it's not. I swear. Uh, like, this dog, actually, like, I read the article. It actually recovered a severed fingerprint from a victim in a crime scene.
Oh,
You
wow.
understand what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
And I don't know if it's my
it's
audio or your audio or if it's my system, but I'm cut out. Um, but
Am
yeah,
I
no,
cutting out or are
yeah,
you?
I don't know. Somebody in chat can maybe it's me, but if somebody can let me know.
I suppose it's me, like I usually
Oh,
do.
now I hear you perfectly, so it's probably who knows. But yeah, it's
Yeah, so this dog gets to have a vacation now. It's look, look at how quick it is. I love German Shepherds so much. I like, my grandmother used to have one. But yeah, just let me remember the police dog's name. It's Luna. Yeah, is it Luna or Linda? Let me just. Yeah, it's Luna. The dog's name is Luna. Yeah, the dog. So the dog actually is going to run on a beach so much and is going to have such a great time that I'm just so I don't think we have those like police dogs here in Bulgaria, or at least I haven't seen one. Um, I'm just so happy when I hear dog stories, like, immensely happy.
yeah. I
Rob?
I, I love. Um, we've had German shepherds like in my life. Like when I was a kid and growing up, German Shepherds are my dad's favorite kind of dog. Like that when he was on military police officer, that's what he had. He had a German Shepherd. Just they're great dogs, and we both love animals. Like whenever we have a guest on our show, and if there's an animal around, we always want them on, and we love animals. And one day, what I would like to do for like a show, like maybe just as a special, like anybody that like has animals, I would just like us to like just send them StreamYard links so we can just put their animals on the show.
Yeah, we used to talk. Oh, let's do that.
I think it'd be fun.
Let's totally do that. Put the frame back on.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, but I need to. So, as you know, like this show can sometimes, like I can be a disaster, like sometimes, like different moments,
Me
and
too.
I just want to show one thing that even sometimes I wake up as a disaster, and I wanted to take a picture this morning to show that disaster.
Oh no.
I woke up and I just like looked in the mirror and I'm like, okay, got to grab the phone. I look like I put my finger in like the electrical socket. So there you go. I just saw that.
Your
I was like,
hair looks fine. Like
now
the
it
hair
does.
I wake up with, you do not want to see that.
But it was funny. I just thought I'd share that. Mother.
Who is it now?
It just says V, so maybe it's a vagina calling. I don't know. If it is, I'm going to answer that because I need to talk to one.
Well, now you have to answer.
Hello, I miss you.
By the way, I think I've told you this. You know these mops that like I think I've already said that to you, but like the chat doesn't know. Do you know those little mop cloths that you clean the tables with?
Hmm? Yeah, you told
You
me.
get that, right? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do you know what we call those mops in my bar?
No.
We call them vaginas.
Oh yeah. Now I remember. Yep. Now I remember.
Remember why?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Go ahead. Because somebody else might not know.
yeah, you cannot clean a table with a, yeah.
What the?
I'm sorry to the chat if you're just here, scrabbling YouTube videos and you clicked on this video and heard that and now you leave.
They're like, this
I'm
isn't
sorry,
wrestling.
but it's this about wrestling. So now we can get back to wrestling.
Yeah. Maggie, well, as I advertised on our show this week, we were going to do something different because we had a conversation last week and I really loved like our conversation. I'm like, you should share it on the show because I thought it was great and I absolutely agreed with it. And eventually I'm going to make a graphic for it, but it's going to be called Maggie Booking, where you're booking. So tell people what you're booking this week and what your idea is.
Well, it's about Sami Zayn because like I know we don't get to talk much about SmackDown, like except that show we had on Saturday night for me, night for you, like afternoon, because we couldn't do Friday, and we actually talked about SmackDown, and that was like
Fun.
so great. I love that, and we don't get to talk a lot about Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn and the Bloodline storyline is actually my favorite storyline up like in wrestling right now. I don't even care about the promotion or anything. And I started thinking about what could Sami do like that would be so amazingly great because it got even better this last Friday when he received the shirt. Those facial expressions, Rob, like I cried a bit. Okay,
Yeah.
like I really cried. Like I know that people who know me know I cry all the time. But
I do.
it's like but it's always about something really important and memorable and amazing. And when I cry from facial expressions alone, that's saying something because Sammy is so freakishly good at this, and he's making this whole storyline so much interesting, and he's so goofy and so stupid. Everyone who knows me knows that I love this, and I never in my life thought that I would like my love for Kevin Owens will be surpassed, but it's surpassed by Sami Zayn actually, because I love what Kevin Owens is doing right now, but Sami Zayn is involved in a different storyline, and his booking has been kind of different, and I'm so in love with that. And I just said to Rob one thing: screw The Rock, screw Cody Rhodes. I want Sami Zayn dethroning Roman right now, and I do not care so much. I really do not care about Cody Rhodes right now. I'm sure that they're still going with Cody Rhodes returning at the Rumble, winning the Rumble, and dethroning Roman. I know, like that's been their thing. That's been the thing that they've been aiming at. We all know that. And like Sami Zayn, what he's doing is so important and is blown up so much that this needs to happen in my mind. Okay. And I mentioned something to Rob in our DMs. Like WWE have this thing lately. Every 5 years, they have a ridiculous babyface underdog in the main event of WrestleMania, and they give him the win.
Mhm.
Like Sami Zayn, like I don't know if someone fits that criteria better than Sami Zayn. And actually, like I know that they're planning on them breaking up, and Kevin Owens going out, dusting him off and just getting him up, and actually them being the ones to dethrone the Usos, which I'll be completely fine with. But the fact that it's so blown up and everyone loves Sami Zayn so much, and the reason why they're rooting for Sami Zayn so much is because WWE have made like a reputation of not giving people what they wanted, and like the fans blow up out of proportion everything just because like they need to see a change so much. Like we're tired of watching the Triple H's and the Rocks and the Roman Reigns main event in WrestleMania, because like give us something different, give us something that we can relate to. So when Daniel Bryan won, and when Kofi Kingston won, and when Becky won, like those are like the fan favorites,
Mhm.
because you're gonna be hesitant that your fan favorite is not going to win at WrestleMania, because that's not how it works. But if there was ever a time that this could have happened, it's right now, because it's Triple H, and he looks at things a bit differently, or I I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Also, Sami Zayn comes from his child NXT, so it's a kind of different thing. But I said to Rob, screw The Rock. I want to see Roman Reigns face Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, and Sami Zayn actually winning. And I think that this hit Rob hard, because I said screw The Rock, and like I'm I'm a huge Rock fan. I'll Don't get me wrong. I will enjoy The Rock versus Roman Reigns so much, really, really, because it's that itself is a big match and would be a freakishly big deal for WrestleMania. And not only for WrestleMania, but for WWE, because it's that family, that, and everything that's been going on for Sami Zayn is so funny. I love it. Like the people who keep correcting the Wikipedia page for Sami Zayn is like, I all my love to these people. Give those people all the cookies on earth, because this is so fun. I love it. Like this is the the bakery
Meg,
in Chicago all over again.
what was that? It was
Mindy,
Mickey, right?
Mindy,
Mindy.
Mindy's bakery. Yeah, like that like levels of wholesome hilarious like things like that actually kind of remind you that wrestling fans aren't that bad, like when
Yeah.
you like when good
Oh,
things happen. Yeah, I know, like
yeah.
but like
I know what
don't
you mean.
make it worse.
Yep.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but it's so fun. Like how can you not do that with everything that's been happening? And if like if every 5 years they give you that wholesome ass moment, like please, this will be so good. I would lose my shit, absolutely lose my shit if Sami Zayn gets to be the one to beat Roman. Like
I like
I
the idea.
don't care. I don't care about The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I just want that, and they're the ones to blame because they've made that storyline so good.
Yeah.
And like now they have to suffer the consequences. And if we don't get that match, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna make it happen on Twitter, and I'm gonna make Sami Zayn like be in that spot. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
It's totally happening.
So, yeah, I love the idea. I do, and I, and I think it would be huge because they could build another. I think they could build another megastar by doing that. Um, in my opinion, Sami Zayn has that. He has the mic skills. Obviously, we know that, and I think it would just be cool, and it would be a good story to see somebody like that get um, just be a big star for WWE.
Yeah, and Corey is right in the chat. That comment that you displayed, it actually has the potential to surpass the Festival of Friendship. It actually has that ability because we all knew that one of them was turning on the other. Like we knew that.
Yeah,
I don't remember if I knew that it was gonna be. I think I knew it was gonna be Kevin Owens to turn on Chris Jericho. But like Chris Jericho was a snake, like yeah. But like there's a different thing. Like Sami Zayn could be the one to turn on the bloodline because it will actually show that he's that smart and
yeah,
he's not that stupid, which is something that baby faces aren't known for in
yeah,
WWE because
yeah, yeah,
but I just love that storyline. I love that. And I feel like Roman, like what they did with Roman Reigns ever since he came back and became like the head of the table, like this, I'm actually just so furious about how ridiculously good that is because it actually shows you that they can book something right, but they just decided not to, like previously.
yeah,
It's so annoying. And like everything they did, like Roman Reigns has been so good and everything he touched was gold.
yeah,
I just don't want to see him ever against Goldberg, like ever.
yeah. Um,
Never again.
so since we talked about like that German Shepherd in the last story, I found like some pictures of my last German Shepherd, and since we all like dogs, I thought I'd share them.
Yes, please.
This was my last German Shepherd. Her name was Olive.
Olive.
Yeah,
Oh,
uh,
hi.
German Shepherds are known to have hip dysplasia, and that's unfortunately how she left us because of hip dysplasia. This is one with her and my dad. Um, and this is my favorite picture. I took this picture because I thought it'd be hilarious. This one right here. My dad's reading.
Oh, yeah. You've
My dad's
sent me
reading.
a photo before.
My dad's reading a book of German Shepherds to a German Shepherd. um, so I thought I'd share that real quick.
Those are like you've sent me that last photo before.
Okay.
I love that.
She's been gone for. I appreciate that, Ace. She's been gone for uh, about 5 years now. Um, but I still think about her all the time. But since we were talking about German Shepherds, I felt like I should talk about her for a second. She was a good dog, funny dog, fun dog to be around. But yeah, so yeah, I love the story. But let's go ahead and move on to um, our next topic. So I wanted to. This one's not really necessarily a Cooper effect, but this weekend, a lot of the Fightful family is going to be in Ohio for a wedding. Fightful's Jeremy Lambert is getting married this weekend. Um,
I'm not at all jealous, by the way.
yeah,
Put our frame back.
I've always wanted to marry Jeremy myself too, so I
Yeah,
am
I
excited.
know.
Yeah.
Put our frame back, Rob. The frame.
Damn it! Every time. Yeah. So Jeremy, I just want to. I doubt he'll watch his show because um, he has more important things going on right now, getting ready for that wedding. But I just want to say uh, early congratulations to him and his wife or future wife. Um, they are both excellent people, and they they're going to have a great life together. They've already had a great life together, and we're all about talking about good things on this show. So, um, shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to his future or his bride to be. Um,
I'm
and
so happy about that. Like,
yeah,
I love love.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it's great. It
so
is,
much.
and so shout out to Jeremy and all the people that are going to be at that wedding this weekend. I was going to try to be there, but obviously for reasons I can't be there. Um, but I know a lot of people are going to try to be there. I know the weather's going to maybe play a factor, but I hope everybody can make it there, and I hope everybody's safe. That makes it there. But Jeremy means
Yeah, what
a
I
ton to me.
want, like, I suppose if I don't forget, I'll text Sean. I want a piece of a cake, with a piece of paper that says Maggie, like, because like
Well,
I love wedding cakes.
we
And
got
like,
porn
take a
bots.
picture. Oh yay!
Got
Take a
them.
picture of the cake and then eat it. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, if you decide to send me cake, like, it's gonna come next year, so that's not gonna happen. So yeah, I just want that. I'm jealous I'm not going to that wedding. Like,
Yeah,
it's, yeah.
yeah. It was. Yeah. So I'm happy for him and happy for all the people that are going to be there. I know, like, there's so many people flying in too. Denise is going. I think Will Washington's going. Steven Jensen is going. Cassidy's driving up. Um,
Cassie's always gonna
yeah,
drive. Like,
Cassidy.
he loves driving.
Yeah,
Like, I was like, why do you take a plane? Oh, I'm just driving.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. So good for those guys.
Have so much fun for us, the peasants here in
Yeah,
Bulgaria.
yeah, yeah. And so yeah, can shout out to him. Next, we talked about it a little bit last week. The white bunny, the white rabbit. I put the white bunny
Bunny.
I put the white bunny in our script, but it's a white rabbit. um, what do you think about all this? We're
It's totally Bray.
oh
It's
yeah.
totally Bray.
My
And if
question is
it's not, they need to do something to make people know that it's not Bray. Because if it's not, I'm gonna flip over cars. Okay.
yeah, I yeah the one thing I've loved out of all of it is what they did Monday night with the Aleister Black hint.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
That was absolutely
It
brilliant.
was. It actually was.
Yeah, like, well, the music, like, it was like the source code to like his theme music. It was just
I
like
know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
brilliant that they did that. They just capitalized on what was going on, and I hope that's one thing I hope. I think wrestling, and I hope WWE does it. I think wrestling needs a fourth wall character because I think it would be huge. I look at it kind of like Orange Cassidy.
Elaborate.
A fourth wall is somebody that will talk about like things as they like outside of like wrestling. So like they'll mention like things that are happening in real life type thing. Like they're basically shooting, like shoot type stuff. Like they'll mention they'll mention like storylines, like they might mention AEW, like something like that. Like they might take a shot at Chris Jericho, kind of like, like Deadpool. Deadpool's the best example.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know that. Like,
Yeah.
I know the concept of the fourth wall. I know it.
Oh,
But like, I just wanted to know what you actually meant about the whole situation.
Sorry. Well,
Like, because like they on commentary, do you know that they say PWG on commentary? They say New Japan on commentary.
Yeah.
Like it's actually beginning to look like a wrestling company that actually knows that is a wrestling company and other wrestling companies exist outside that whole bubble. And it's like, as I mentioned, baby steps. They can all of a sudden, start talking about stuff. Like they mentioned Reseda on commentary.
Corey Gray. I know a lot of people still pissed off at that. I thought it was hilarious because
it was hilarious. Not only was it hilarious that they give it time. They stopped talking just to let that sink in, and I was like, that is so brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. Because like as we all have found out that AEW takes shots way more than WWE, because like WWE actually, like, they do their stuff, like, it's, and I respect that. I respect both things, but when they do that, and it's simultaneously subtle and a burn, like it's so good.
Yeah, that was funny. Corey told Byron he should be in Reseda, and then
with the losers.
Yeah, maybe Joe Henry is that guy, huh? Thank you, King.
I love the fact, Joe Henry. Like, what's he been doing in Impact? Yeah. Like he totally can.
Yeah, and Caden.
His segments are ridiculously entertaining.
And Caden says, I thought about that yesterday, like when.
Maybe you like to talk about AEW, and they're like,
that's what WWE was trying to do. They thought they would get somebody, but the people they went to, that was just brutal. Mm-hmm. Well, I say that. I think that was them. Okay, there's two things about this. I think that was their way of proving that nobody was going to talk about it, in a way.
Yeah, but it kind of bit him in the ass.
Yeah, that was my thing. It bit him in the ass. But yeah, that's it. That was mainly why I brought it up, because I just absolutely loved the Aleister Black segment.
Yeah, and the bunny.
Yeah.
They're also like, there's a DX reunion coming.
Yeah. I would love for
It's gonna be weird.
Daddy Ass Gun to be there. Daddy Ass is what I meant to say. But
if Daddy Ass is not there, and I think that Alex and Sean mentioned it last night, and it's gonna be absolutely hilarious if they actually start scissoring with the X sign.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, I can see that. And that was the other thing.
I can see that. On Tuesday,
Ace brought up a good point. Andre Chase's segment. Did you see that? When he was doing the press conference.
He like the guy was named Dave.
Yeah.
Another like proof that Andre Chase is so amazing. I'm sorry, I love the guy. Seriously, I love Chase U. It's so dumb.
It's great. We love it. And the funny thing is, my favorite thing about all that, it's like Dave Meltzer. Like I praise him on this show because I like what he does. I know a lot of people give him hell.
Who don't?
But my favorite thing about that night was Brian Alvarez just loving it. He put it over. He goes, "That was great." That was the best thing. Out of everybody, I thought he was just going to rip it to shreds, and he just absolutely loved it. And that actually made me happy. He's like, and the thing is I could actually see Dave actually finding that somewhat funny, like in a way. Like maybe
I'm sure
not,
he will. Like I know he has a sense of humor.
Yeah. But yeah. So, and Caden, you're right. Their double standards in wrestling are absolutely crazy.
As a whole, they're crazy. Not only in wrestling.
Yeah. Extreme Rules is a week from Saturday. This coming Saturday. Usually, next week we'll do our predictions. Usually, this is so different that WWE doesn't have like almost a full card this far in advance. But
Yeah, that's weird.
they pretty much do. They announced today Imperium will be taking on the Brawling Brutes. Now, Maggie, one thing that I absolutely loved when I looked at this photo, or the promo photo for this, is they showed a regular looking, the Pete Dunne that we love. They had the hair, the please for the love of God, give me this one. Yeah. So I didn't know if you saw the photo or not, the promo photo, but
I did.
okay. Yeah,
I lost
I
my
saw
shit.
that. Yeah, I saw that, and yeah, and okay, so that's cool. I didn't know that was happening. Sheamus versus Gunther Part 2 on Friday. Okay, did not know that was announced.
It's weird saying on Friday and not tonight.
Yeah.
It is so weird.
But yeah, so you got that. You have Edge versus Finn Balor in an I Quit match. Bayley versus Bianca Belair in a ladder match. Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a strap match. Maggie, who's somebody you'd like to have a match in a strap match with?
I feel like that's a trick question.
Well, it was. Fight pit between Riddle and Seth Rollins. And
it's going to be so good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan in Extreme Rules in a Extreme Rules match.
Poor Liv, she's totally losing that title.
Yeah, and that show's in Philadelphia. So Philadelphia got AEW Dynamite last night. They're getting Extreme Rules in a couple of days. So some good wrestling there. So that's cool. Good for them. But yeah, so the next topic, it was going to be another. Since we have time, we're not doing a coexisting today, or coexisting after dark, because we pushed it back. We're going to do another. We're doing two more super chats. We're doing two more Cooper effects today. So the next one is somebody that we've already talked about a little bit, but we want to do another one. Why not? Go ahead and do it.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
What'd I do?
No, am I supposed to talk about Eddie Kingston?
No, yes. So, sorry, I noticed I froze for a second. I don't know, something happened. So when okay, so the Cooper effect today, I wanted to talk about was Eddie Kingston, our friend, Doc Mueller.
You said it right.
I did it. I'm like, Doc Mueller. Bleacher Report did a excellent article on Eddie Kingston this week, talking about mental illness and other things. It wasn't just mental illness. He talked about, they talked about Thor, Love and Thunder, or God and Thunder, right? Or was it Love and Thunder? I don't even know. It was good. Either way, I enjoyed that movie. But they talked about different things, and he talked about Eddie Kingston talked about some of the things in his life and some of the people that he's lost, and how he's lost people around him, and how he considered losing or considered taking his life at one point. And I haven't been. It's something I've talked about on the show before, and it's a big deal to me. I talk about it probably once a week on Twitter, maybe sometimes more. I'm a big advocate of talking about mental illness, and I know Maggie, you are too. And I want to say, first off, I want to say thank you to Chris for doing this article. I know how much it meant. I know how much of an effect this article had on him, and I know it was awfully hard on him. And we've done a Cooper effect on Chris, but if there's one person I could do a Cooper effect on every week, it would be Chris.
Absolutely.
That guy, that dude has a heart of gold.
He does.
And he has a sexy voice too. Um, um, but what doing that article and talking to Eddie Kingston, and knowing Eddie Kingston has gone through some hard times um, with mental illness, I was glad that he was able to talk. And I saw some people yesterday on Twitter reply to both Chris and Eddie and tell him thank you for that article. And one person even said, and I think I retweeted it, or maybe I just liked it because I wanted to go back to it. But somebody said that Eddie Kingston did more for me in one article than therapy has done in 15 years. Now, maybe that person was exaggerating, but
Yeah. Okay. Like, don't bring down therapists. Okay?
no. What I'm saying is, like, yeah, that's exactly where I was not going. Everybody's different, and I wanted to say that if you need somebody to talk to, there are people to talk to. Just because you see one person say something doesn't mean that your experience is different. I thought the same thing forever. Like, I don't need somebody to talk to. I ended up getting somebody, and I think I'm here because of it. But I just want to say to Chris, thank you for doing that article. I know how hard it was. And to Eddie Kingston, you're in the spotlight now, like, all the time. And I know it has to be incredibly hard for you to put yourself out there because you're on TV every week, and you're like one of the most, like, when you're out there, he is like the most honest wrestler. It feels like you see, like, you just
He says what you see is what you
yeah,
get.
yeah, and and you can see the emotion. He loves this business just like we love watching this business, and I can't thank him enough for talking about it. And the way I look at it, if he helped one person just talking about it, job well done. That's all it takes, just one. So, and again, this is to anybody out there. Even if you listen to this on a podcast, even if you're not here for live chat right now, trust me, people care. I care. Maggie cares. We want you. We want you here. We need you here. You're important, and there are people that will talk to you. So,
Yes, I'm so proud of Eddie for doing that because I live in that part of the world where everyone is macho, and if you show emotions, you're a bitch. And you probably have a vagina. And
nope.
no, and having one here is considered something less of a big thing. So that's saying a lot. And I'm always proud when people do that because they actually say and show everyone and for the rest of the world that fucking talk to someone. Like, don't pile those emotions in because it's not the way to do. I try to do that myself because I believe me, I've been raised not doing that, and it's hard for me to talk to people when something's not right, and it's actually hard for me to say when I'm not okay with something because I feel like that would upset people and they will just leave, and I don't want them to leave. Like, that's hard for me. That's always been one of my biggest problems because, as I mentioned on Twitter, I end up forgetting who I am, and I end up not remembering what I'm doing because I've been doing things for people as opposed to doing things for myself. And it's heartbreaking because what have you been doing for 20 years now? Like, you forget yourself and you lose yourself. And it's when you realize that it's never a good thing for yourself, because you feel betrayed of the only person who's with you all the time, and that's yourself. So when people like Eddie talk about important stuff like that, it makes people understand that that's not showing weakness, that's showing you're a person, you're not a spineless worm, that doesn't have like subconscious and feelings or whatever, and all of the things that make us human. Like there's like having feelings, having mental thoughts, having a subconscious is what differences. It's what like the difference between us and animals. If we don't have emotions, we're animals, we're sociopaths, and we're psychos, and we're not that. Okay, like, and emotional intelligence is something that is not taught in schools, and I hate that. And it should be, because if you grow up not knowing what to do with your emotions, you become a piece of shit at the end of the day. And being on wrestling Twitter, like that's saying something, you know. So I appreciate Eddie so much, and I appreciate Doc even more for doing that, because like Ryan said that he appreciates me having wanting to have segments on our show that highlight the good things in the world, as opposed to us talking about not so great stuff for the majority of the time. But what Chris does, he does these little shout outs for people who really need them, and he lifts up spirits, and he's so great. And he every interview, every article he has, I feel like it can't get any better than this. And he does the next one. I love his FTR article so much. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's my favorite. And then he does the Eddie Kingston one, and he shares all this stuff that he's been dealing with on subtweets, like, on below the article, and you get to know how much amazing that person is. Chris has become one of my favorite people. I usually talk to him every day, and usually when I don't, like, I have certain people which I want to talk to every day. That's you, Rob. That's Corey. That's Chris. Uh, I try to talk to Kate as much as I can, because she's just so uplifting.
Yeah.
There are people I try to talk to every day, because if I don't, the day is just no good, if I don't. And these are the people, and I just like Chris is one of these people, and I don't know if that means a lot, but it definitely means a lot
Oh,
to me.
wait, yeah, I, I'll say it right now. Like the days that like we don't talk, it feels like something's just like even if it's not much, it just feels like the day is off. Like something's just weird. Like it
Yeah,
just is
yeah,
off.
it's it's weird.
Like like it's just weird. It's just because it's small circles. Like
Hmm.
CP says, you need your small circles. And um, the one thing that I know people tune in to watch, like we want to talk wrestling. The one thing I'll say is we
I know.
absolutely love wrestling. We do. It's what we're here for. But the one thing that people need to know is that there's other things. We're more important than wrestling too. You know what I mean? Like we know this is an outside escape, but it's okay to talk about other things too, here and there. And we won't. This does not happen often. I mean, the show is usually only an hour and a half. We only thought we'd go an hour today, so that tells you how we're going. Um,
Yeah,
so
but we talked about health benefits. Come
yeah,
on.
but and like say see so like Ace says here, I had an awful day yesterday, and this along with my family are helping me out right now. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, Ace. I'm sorry you're going through that, man. I am, and I'm glad that this is helping you. It I'm glad because I understand right now. But the basically, this is a long way of saying that we love wrestling, and we are so glad that you're here to listen to us talk our wrestling nonsense. But we want you to know that we care about you more than you know. Even if we don't even know you, we appreciate you. We appreciate you coming to Fightful. We can't do this without you. And like, this show means so much to like both of us. That's why we wanted to do it a day early, because instead of like 2 or 3 days later, because unfortunately I don't know what the weather's going to be like. Where I'm at, it actually looks better than it did 24 hours ago, because that's the way hurricanes. Yesterday they said it was going to just knock the hell out of us. Now it's like, well, it's going to turn, and I guess
it's weather. It's Mother Nature.
Yeah,
like
it's the way it is.
I feel like Mother Nature like had enough and just
Yeah. So I just want to say thank you very much. I think we should move on to some. How do you feel about some jokes? Are you ready?
Read what Soupy said before you start, please.
Yeah, I am. I actually saw that. Our super chat here from our great friend Soupy, who we absolutely love. And Soupy, you've been posting those before I move on. Soupy, you've been posting those pictures from your trip, man, and I absolutely love looking at those.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I look forward to every day.
I know you don't know. I don't think you've said yet. If you have, I might have missed it. I don't know where you're going, but I can't wait to see what you do, like picture-wise, on your next vacation. I'm excited for you to go on. I'm excited for you to take your vacation, because you deserve it, man.
It's from a vacation he took a while ago.
Well, that one is, yeah, but I'm talking about the next one. He's taking another one, like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I can't wait to see the ones that he's going to be taking here pretty soon. But even seeing those are great, because it's just awesome. But yeah, let's do some jokes. And damn, a Rice Krispie treat sounds so good right now.
No, it's from from William Regal and Excalibur.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. And
I love that so much.
You posted that picture. Like, did you see my tweet back by that? Did you see what I said?
Which one? No.
You posted on the Shivani, like Toni Schiavone. And
yeah, it's a picture Excalibur took of Shivani.
Yeah, about last night, and I go, and because I'm bitter right now, I put Excalibur will be better with Regal, with Regal, with Regal, and because I'm bitter right now, because for whatever reason, Toni Schiavone blocked me on Twitter, and that bothers me.
Oh no!
Because
why?
I don't know, no idea. Like, I didn't get blocked by Teddy Long, but I got blocked by Toni Schiavone, which is a guy I absolutely loved. So it bothered me. But
no.
Yeah, and Doc even sent him a tweet that said, "I think you made a mistake," but it's like, oh well, it happens.
It sucks. I'm sorry. I hope he don't blocks you.
Yeah, I do too. I hope so. Because I'm friends with like a lot of people at ad-free shows, so I don't know if I liked something, or maybe the other thing too is because of all the news that that our site has reported. It could be by association. I don't know, and that's just me taking a hunch. It might not be.
Okay.
I hope something changes, but if not, it's okay. I still like the guy. But let's do some jokes. It's time to laugh. I hope. Maggie, this one's kind of dumb, but it's not really that great of a joke, but I just wanted to read it because it made me laugh, and because we like animals, so why not? If Earth was really flat, wouldn't cats already pushed us off by now?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, flat earthers, grow up.
What's the difference between pink and purple? Your grip.
What?
Your grip.
Okay.
Oh shit. What's when I gotta actually see your face for? What's a whaler's favorite part of a woman?
What?
Harpoon. God. Shit. And did you know at first there were only 25 letters in the alphabet, but nobody knows why? Hmm. They weren't the best this weekend. I wanted to say we had those two dad jokes, but they didn't save, so I couldn't get them. So they'll be on next week's.
Do you want me to tell you a joke?
Yes, absolutely. Please, for the love of God.
What did the egg say to the boiling water?
No idea.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I can get hard. I just got laid this morning.
I'm going to tell my grandma that one later.
I'm sorry, I know it's stupid, but I know you love these jokes.
Since the door's shut, I'm going to tell you this real quick. Okay, if you have kids, turn it down. So, okay, it doesn't matter if you have kids. You're listening to this show, you're already in trouble. So, me and my friends play fantasy football, which I know you play fantasy football too, Maggie.
I know what it is, totally.
Okay, so I'm in a league with some good friends where the loser, the person that has the worst record in the league at the end of the year has to do something just embarrassing. So about 6 years ago, I lost. Now before, like I had the worst record in the league, so I had to do something really embarrassing, and I'll get there. But it goes back into like the story of my grandma. My grandma wanted me to go to the store and get her some overtime or overnight underwear. And she's like, will you go or would you be too embarrassed? I go, no. And I said, I've done worse. And I almost went into what I was about to do. I've done worse. I'm not embarrassed by that at all. And she goes, well, what did you do? I'm like, and I stopped before I told her what I did. And I'm like, nope, can't do it. But what I did, and since I'll share it because I'm in a really good mood today, is I had to go through the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport. And I had to buy the cheapest plane ticket I could get, the cheapest plane ticket was to Des Moines, Iowa. And it was through, I think at the time it was Northwest Airlines. It was $69 plus fees. So it cost me about $100. But I had to go through with a carry-on. In my carry-on, I had to put a double-ended dildo in it. And I had to go through the line. And basically, I had to look at the TSA officer, look at me. And I knew that would be embarrassing. Now, what made it even worse is there was not one TSA officer. There were 3 of them at that time. And all 3 of them just kind of just looked at me, and I was just so incredibly embarrassed. And basically,
Why?
Come on, that was the only thing in my bag. I didn't fly anywhere. I basically had to go into line and just walk right back out. It was just absolutely embarrassing. It was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever had to do.
I'll be okay with it.
Well, not for me. It wasn't, because I'm just glad they didn't open the bag, because just being looked at like that was just, it was embarrassing for me. Anyways, I know some people might have enjoyed it, but yeah, like you said, you would be fine. I wasn't fine with it.
I'll be fine.
It's just, I don't know. The other part that was bad is I had to buy it.
What'd you do with it?
What did I do with it? I don't know. It's not, I don't have it anymore. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. I donated it to Goodwill. Yeah, going to help that one. Yeah. I put it in a box, so somebody might have, well, I hope somebody kept it. Well, if not, they threw it away.
Yeah. We need to end the show. Look,
yeah,
Will's starting day after Dynamite.
Yeah, I know. We're ending the show. Maggie, tell everybody where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Twitter at Maggie_IK and on Instagram at Maggie.IK.
And if this is not our last show after that story I just told, you can follow me at Rob Wilkins on Twitter. Otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram at FightfulRob. And again, thank you guys for tuning in on a Thursday. It means the world to me that you were here, and to the folks that might have missed us because of the change, we will be back next week at our normal time.
There is no Coexisting After Dark today on Select. We will have one next week on Friday when we get back to our regular schedule, and we will have the Tag Talk ladies as guests. We're so excited about that. Rob will be on screen with 3 women.
Yeah, it's the first time since my... Never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Head over to the regular YouTube channel, Fightful's YouTube channel. Check out Day After Dynamite. Will Robinson. Danger
Okay.
Will Washington. The dude, the man. Watch him. He's a great guy. But
He's so
check
great.
him out. We love you guys. Peace. Take care of yourself. Talk to you later. And see you next week.